know, it's about 9:45 and it's already hot outside, but you know what? It's just going to get worse from here on out. So you know what's really important is that you keep yourself hydrated, and who would know better than how to do that than Rich Bauer from the United Phoenix Firefighters Association, and one of my favorite guys. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. Always good tips on just, you know, keeping this at top of mind before it gets really, really hot. Who's really susceptible right now?
Right now we all are, but majority is very small children and the elderly.
Okay.
They get dehydrated very fast and it can get very dangerous.
And the thing is that because it's just now starting to get hot, you know, we're not thirsty yet because it's not super, super hot out. So it's not really at top of mind.
It's not at top of mind, but it's easy to get complacent. You know, it's still hot enough to where if you're going to do some outdoor activity, you got to think of yourself as kind of like a construction worker, whether you're working in the yard or going out and exercising. You want to do it early in the morning and be done with it by noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
All right, good advice. So let's start with the obvious here.
Okay. Water
and healthy drinks.
Right, you want to keep the body well hydrated with water. When you do dehydrate, it also can take away your electrolytes. And Gatorade is a good replacement, or any of those type products. Sports drinks is a good replacement for electrolytes, but nothing's better than good old water.
Yeah, absolutely. And more than what you're normally used to drinking, right?
Right. Normally, you want to, especially, you know, I'm going to go over here and do what you shouldn't be drinking, but if you wake up and you have your coffee and stuff, coffee will actually dehydrate you. So that's when you want to drink a little more water and be aware of that.
Well, because a lot of people like to get up early and they go exercising, like you mentioned, do it before it gets too hot. You have a cup of coffee, you've just, you know, drank something that's going to dehydrate you, and this is an absolute no-no.
Right. Now, even if you have a few drinks the night before, it can dehydrate you the next day, so you really want to be aware of that. If you have a couple glasses of wine or a couple beers, again, go back to water before you go to bed and immediately when you get up.
And you know what, the thing too is if you drink a lot of water and you're out there hiking or exercising, everybody thinks, oh, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom all the time, and then where do I go? But your body absorbs it so quickly you don't even have to go to the bathroom.
Right, and it keeps you sweating, which keeps the body cool.
Right.
Now, some of the signs and symptoms, when you're getting overheated, your heart, rapid heartbeat, faint, dizziness, profuse sweating, and when you go through profuse sweating and stop sweating, it's very dangerous. That's when you're entering the heat stroke area.
Okay, and what about the telltale sign of, I've always heard about getting, especially for little ones, when they're white around the lips, that's not a good sign?
It's not a good sign when it gets white and real chappy.
Okay, all right, good to know. Now, speaking of drinks, everybody thinks that, you know what, I am going to go do my workout, I want a little boost besides the caffeine. What will these do to your body? These
not only dehydrate you, but they're really bad for your kidneys when your heart rate is up and you're out there running, like you said, if you get for a jog, or even pushing the lawnmower around. What I brought here is some natural ways to boost your energy. Potassium, loaded in raisins and bananas. And then, of course, these emergency packets are really good with vitamin B, C, and potassium.
So throw that in your water and you've killed two birds with one stone. And of course, kind of the obvious, but everybody thinks that they don't really need, is to protect themselves with shade, hats, SPF.
Right, like I said, you want to keep the sun off your face. You want to wear the right clothing, cotton, something that's breathable. And then, of course, if you're going for a long walk and you're out there, especially if you're elderly, take an umbrella with you and shade yourself the whole time. Then, of course, sunscreen. Let's keep the skin cancer away.
Absolutely. And, of course, you have lots of great information on your website. It's savethetterrkids.org. All kinds of good tips and information to help, not just with the kids, but with everyone in general, and classes and all kinds of really healthy and useful information.
CPR classes, babysitting classes, you can get it all there.
Awesome. And who's going to be looking for a babysitter this summer, right? Everybody.
Everybody.
All right. Rich Bauer from the United Phoenix Firefighters Association, thank you once again.
Thank you for having me.